everybody. We are doing a first yoga video that is actually a bit produced by my son Rio and my husband Ken, and decorated by my daughter. We went to Wegmans this morning, and when we went to check out, we went to this one girl's line, and she's one of my favorite checkers there. Her name is Jalissa, and she is at Lemoyne studying psychiatry or psychology, and she looked sad. She had a really sad look on her face, and she said that a lot of people are being more rude than normal at Wegmans, and you guys who live up here know what that means, right? So many people with their masks on at Wegmans, they're thankfully wearing masks, but they are not being nice and smiling without the mask. So I took my mask off for a second so she could see who I was, and then she smiled really big and she was really excited, and we talked about school and Zoom classes and balancing work life and all of the stuff, and she was in such a better place when we left. And it made me go back to this idea that keeps coming back to me is, are you a thermometer or a thermostat? The thermometer is the thing that takes the temperature of the room, but the thermostat sets the temperature. So when you are setting the tone, you're being the person who is allowing other people to be like, you know what, this isn't so bad, or we're all gonna make it, or at least smile because that poor girl is stuck there at Wegmans doing frontline work. Everybody in that frontline position who is still going to work, healthcare workers and whomever, they need a lot more smiles and a lot more kindness, and you can see that someone is smiling even if they have a mask on. So with that, I am going to now do about a 15-minute practice, and how this will work is that after I stop talking and start doing yoga, I will be only doing yoga, not talking, and then I'll come back and do a voiceover so that you can just do the flow. The other part is that I would love it if you if you have a few extra dollars to donate to my other job, which is the Central New York Community Foundation. We have a fund for the COVID response in Onondaga, and we also have an affiliate COVID response, which is Madison County and Cayuga and Pulaski and Oswego, and the Women's Fund. It goes to everybody. So if you can donate at all, that would be wonderful. All right, thank you so much. I will now do a semi-private silent yoga class. Thank you. All right, so we can just get started with 3 nice long breaths. So as you're breathing, if you know your Ujjayi breath, you can bring that deep sounding breath in. Remember, you would keep your mouth closed, but the breath comes in and out through your nose. If you don't know the Ujjayi breath, just try doing nice long breaths and see if you can move that breath around. You can breathe into the chest, you can breathe into the back body. 60% of the lung power goes to the back body. And you can breathe through your limbs. And just getting nice and still, quieting down, centering, figuring out where you are, where we're going. So you can start to turn into cat position. I love cat position. It's so easy, right? Everybody, if you can get on the floor, you can do cat. So you just find that neutral position, and then you can start to move up and down. See if you can get that low belly in. Reach those eyes, reach the ears. Exhale, curl, get that low belly in, and then back to center. Yep. One more time with that rounded back, and then you can come back into the center, and then curl your toes under into kind of a puppy dog. So you're really popping that tail high, and you can see that you can wiggle around and stretch. And then with my knees bent, I'm still lengthening my back. And then once I feel like I've gotten through the back, then I can start to get those legs longer. And I'm tight. Like all of us are really tight. So being kind to yourself it might take a few extra times to get your down dog to feel how you would like for it to feel. And then you can just walk forward into Uttanasana. Be on your fingertips, get those second toes straight, and then bend into those knees. And you can really press down through the feet. See if you can press through the floor and squeeze, 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 getting all those muscles working, then coming all the way up. As you come up, try to reach your heels down, low belly, and then coming into center. Nice deep breath. Inhale, take your arms up. Good. Ribs in. Exhale and fold all the way down. You can kind of bend those knees as you get down there. Save your low back some trouble. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale and bow. Pull in. Bend into the knees. Okay. And squeeze those feet. You can walk a little forward if you need to here to go into a lunge. Your leg back to go into that lunge. And you got all 5 toes down in the back. You can lift up, move around, melt your heart. Go up to fingertips, especially if your arms are short. And you can come back to center. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale and bow, curl. Bend into the knees, left leg back. And you're squeezing into the center. You can see lift up, tail, come back to the center. Inner thighs are really working. Melt the heart. You're looking forward. And then you can come forward, back to Uttanasana, Ardha Uttanasana, fold in, low belly pulling way up. Bend into the knees. Utkatasana. So as you come up, you can see the tail is popped, low belly pulling way in, right? Public restroom pose is this one, so you really want to get strong in this one. And then you come all the way up. You can see I'm not working on those ribs. They pull in more as I move into the pose. At first they stick out. And then back to center. Inhale, lift the arms way up. Heels reach down, fold. Good. Inhale, lift up, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale and bow in. Coming into yourself. Bend the knees, right leg back. Good. Squeeze into the center. Lift up. And then you can take the arms up. You can pull those ribs into the body as you drop back. And coming all the way back down and hop forward. You can take a couple of steps if it needs to come up. And then bending into the knees again, left leg back. And move around a little with the inner thighs. Come back up with the hands onto the thigh, getting strong in the center. And then again, taking those arms up. As you take the arms up, ribs come in, pulling back, good and strong. Good. And then all the way back down, and go ahead and walk forward, back to forward bend. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale and bow, curl in. Good. And take your arms all the way up overhead. Stretch way up high, ribs in. Good. Tail out. Good. Then low belly, then the ribs. And then stretching up. Good. And coming back to the center. Remove a layer if you need to reveal special announcement from my t-shirt. Put my headband back on. And facing a different direction if you need to. Inhale, take the arms up overhead. Good. And then strong into the center. You're going to lean your hips over to the side and arms reach to the opposite side. And you're pulling your ribs in and stretching that whole long line down and still lengthening on the opposite side. And then back to center. Other side, reach those hips over to the opposite side and get long on the side. Both sides getting longer, side bodies growing, and then you can come back to center. Turn around, and then you can take your hands behind you, interlace the fingers, bring your thumbs more mid-back, bend the elbows, and then stretch way back so that you can really get that heart open. And release the arms slowly, back to center. Coming back to the top of your mat, maybe 6 or 7 inches away from the front. You can take your arms way up overhead. Exhale and fold flat back down to the floor. Utkatasana, ribs way in. Tail can always be popped even though your ribs are coming back into the body. Exhale, come down. Good. And we're going to do boat pose. Just keep that back just as straight as you can. Stick those 2 big toe metatarsals together and have your hands open like you're holding kittens. And then stretch along with the legs. And you can see that my curls are shaking a little bit here as we hold boat pose, keeping that core really strong, right? That's what always makes us get through the tough times, is when the core is strong. So 3 times in boat, you can just pull your knees in, push them back out, back to center, come forward, back to forward bend. Inhale, lift up halfway, exhale and bow in. Good. And then let's see what happens next. Take your right leg back into a lunge. Keep your right fingers down on the floor, stay on your fingertips, and then take your left hand to your hip, open up, and take your top arm up toward the sky. You can open a little into a back bend if you want to. Remember, this was kind of my personal practice too, so I might move into more advanced positions than you would like to, so you don't have to take it quite as far. Bend into the knees, take the left leg back. Good. Open up that heart, take the top arm up. Once you get the arm set, you can lift that back thigh up away from the floor a little bit more. And then you can come back down and hop back forward. Inhale, lift up halfway, exhale and bow. Walking back into down dog again. Now, second down dog is a little bit better as we've warmed up. So you're still taking the tail high and then getting longer through the back, longer through the legs. Good. And feeling out still everything that has changed in your body, right? It's inevitable. If your yoga teacher's body is tight, then it's just going to happen that everybody's getting tighter. So we have a little bit more work to do. Step mid-mat, and then you're going to frame out your hand. So you're going to stay on fingertips, and you want your hand up and out from your foot. And then go ahead and take your leg up. You can adjust your shirt if you need to. Hand to the hip. Okay. So everybody's foot is going to be in a different place here. My leg goes higher, but it's because I'm really working my glutes here. And so then I'm going to bend my knees and stretch out a little longer with those legs. I just push really hard down through the bottom foot and out through the back foot. Now, as an added piece, you can reach for your ankle if you'd like to. Ardha Chandra Chapasana here. And bring your legs slowly back down, back to center, and we'll do the other side. Nice forward bend, and then frame out the hands again, and take that back leg out and back. So again, you're working on your butt, right? The gluteus muscles are big, strong muscles. They can do a lot of work. You take your top arm up, hands really stretched out, fingers, and then you can, yes, still working on the butt, and then you're going to reach for your ankle, flex the foot, and push back through that leg so that you're really opening. You can see I'm still on my fingertips. You can also use a block if you have a block or a stack of books. Either way, doesn't matter. And then you can start to come down. Oh, so much better. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale and bow. Bend into the knees and sit back. All right, time for cosmic abs. Everybody loves cosmic abs. So you're going to be in the middle here. You can lift your feet up. This is similar to boat. It's definitely core. So you're going to turn to the side, and you're like an astronaut trying to get back to its ship with a very, very heavy astronaut costume on as you are trying to swim through space. And this is funny at first and then very taxing. And then you can come back to center. So we're going to do a final spinal twist. So take your top leg over. You've got both knees bent. You're really squeezing the buttocks muscles. And then you're going to pull way in through your low belly, through the middle, and stretch back. You can hook your elbow. Turn to the window behind you or the wall or whatever you're facing behind you. And keep pulling that stomach in and stretching the spine longer. Then you can unwind, change those legs. You come over, right back to the center. And then take your arm around behind you. So you're going to, again, pull way in through the belly. And then you do your twist, hook your elbow, and look over that back shoulder. And you're still pulling your stomach in and still lengthening through the spine as you twist and turn. You can hover longer on one side if you need to, just because it feels better. And then you can slowly come onto your back. We'll do a spinal twist on the back too, because we need a little bit more for that low back these days. So just turning your legs to the side with your arms out at a T, and then you can turn your head the opposite direction of your legs. Allowing yourself to relax in this position, trying to take on that form, and then one knee at a time comes back to center, and you go to the opposite side. And turn your face to the other side, and let your body again take on this form. Francois Raoul said once that when he does yoga, he's an introvert. When he practices yoga, he's an extrovert, or when he teaches. This is a nice combination of both, right? So you can stretch out. You can let the toes fall away from each other, palms facing up toward the sky. Letting your breath come in and out. Allowing space for yourself allows you to be more of a thermostat, right? It allows you to set the tone. When we don't take that time for the breath, we sometimes lose our perspective. So as your muscles and bones grow heavier, you can start to stretch your toes, fingers, take a nice long stretch. Pull your knees into your chest. You can roll over to your right side, spine to fetal position, and come up to sitting. Pull your buttocks out from beneath of you. Hands in front of your heart to Anjali Mudra.